Okay, let's go on to client letter number 2. Okay, we're going to see that this one is just a little bit different. I'm just going to go over kind of some of the changes and note. Okay, up at the top, you're going to see it says Friday, November 22nd, whatever, as opposed to just November 22nd. Okay, why that is, I really can't remember. In fact, that's kind of why I kind of pulled this letter up. I usually don't put the particular day on there. Okay, but if your attorney wants it, go ahead. Okay, everything else in terms of the address, this has to do with an uninsured motorist claim, which basically my client got injured. The other person didn't have insurance, so she's suing her own insurance company to get money. Okay, you don't need to know the specifics, just that's why it says Farmers Insurance Exchange, uninsured motorist arbitration. Okay, this letter has to do with the deposition. Okay, a deposition are oral questions that a client has to answer that the other attorney asks him under oath. Okay, and then they're typed up by a court reporter, and the court reporter prepares a little booklet. They send the booklet to me. I send it to the client, and then the client reviews it and makes any changes to the deposition that they want. Okay, that's normally the way we handle depositions in California. Okay, all right. So this letter says we've got the original deposition. Okay, why is original bolded? Okay, because this is the original, we don't want them to lose it. Okay, carefully review it. Okay, here in bold, why are we putting it in bold? Because they're more likely to read things that are in bold. Most people think things that are bold are important. Do not write on the transcript. It's the original deposition. They might do it anyway, but we can't stop them. Any changes should be listed on a separate piece of paper. Okay. After you've completed, contacted me so we can go over the changes together. Okay. The reason they need to contact me is because if they change an answer to a yes or no, it could affect the entire case. And the other attorney is going to point that out at the trial and try to make them out to look like a liar. Okay. So that is important. Okay. Then they sign the deposition and return it. Okay. So here we are, telling the client what it is. Then we're instructing them on what to do. Okay, even then they're probably going to be a little unclear what's going on. So don't be freaked out if they call you up and say, I just got a letter. What does it say? Okay, because they're going to do that. Okay, we have a deadline. Okay, here's cover our ass again, right? Okay, so if you have any changes, send it to us by this date. Because if they don't do it, then the original transcript is going to stand. Okay, what does it end with? If you have any questions or concerns, contact me. Okay, now here's one that's by my secretary. Okay, this is a stock letter. I don't need to review this. I'm not even going to look at it. Okay, so my secretary, Teresa, just sent it out and identified who she was. Okay, so you need to identify yourself. Okay, this is an important concept. Any letter that you write comes out of the office, you must identify yourself as a legal secretary, a paralegal, a legal assistant. I don't care what you call yourself. Okay. Personally, most of the paralegals I know don't care what their title is. They care what their how much money they make every week. Okay. So you want to call me a legal secretary and I make 60 grand versus a paralegal and making 25, call me a legal secretary. Okay. Most paralegals aren't going to care what their title is unless they're in a big firm. Okay. But this is critical. I'm going to say it again. I will say it again later too. Any correspondence that goes out of the office that's signed by you and has your name, you have to identify yourself and your capacity. The reason is we don't want anybody thinking that you're a lawyer. And you don't want to get in trouble for practicing law without a license. Okay, so always identify yourself as secretary, legal assistant, paralegal, or whatever. Okay, don't let people think you're an attorney until you pass the bar. Okay, then it's all good. All right, and then at the bottom, of course, enclosures. Okay, that's the second letter. Now we'll move on to the third. Client document letter number 3, I just threw in here for a little contrast sake. Okay, everything at the top is pretty much the same. Okay, this is a letter where I was having some client difficulties. Okay, you can see where it starts out. Over the past month, it's been apparent that you've lost confidence in my ability to effectively litigate your case. As a result, I intend to file a motion to be relieved as your attorney of record. and I'm advising her to seek new counsel immediately. Okay, encloses a substitution of attorney form, which basically, if she signs, then I don't have to get a motion from the court to be relieved as her attorney. Okay, and then there's also advice in there and notification of critical dates that are coming up in the case. Okay, if she'd like to discuss this, contact me. Okay, everything else is the same. I'm just putting in this there to give you a little contrast of the tone we use when we're having difficulty with a client. The reason I put it in there is the letter you're going to write this week. We're going to have a client that I didn't write the assignment. It was already part of the body of stuff that was already kind of on file from the last time this class was taught by another teacher. But I loved it so much because it's just so realistic in terms of what would really happen in the real world. So I want you to take a shot at reading the instructions to the assignment for this week and writing a draft for me. Okay, I put instructions in there, but I'll tell them to you orally as well. Okay, which is this: take your best shot, and then the body of your letter should be double spaced. The only reason is any draft needs to be double spaced, because then I can go in, or your attorney can go in and easily make corrections. Virtually any letter you're ever going to write, they're going to make corrections to. Don't feel bad. Even after you've corrected it, they'll probably get another draft back and make other corrections. We are totally, totally anal about stuff like this. Okay, we never seem to have it perfect. Okay, so don't freak out. Okay, but any letter that's going to go out, okay, single spaced, and either in 12-point or 10-point type. Okay, I like 12 because I'm old and I can't see. Okay, whatever your attorney says. But normally we do 12-point type, Times New Roman or Arial, no fancy fonts. Okay, we are not getting cute. Okay, my letters, they all go out Times New Roman. Maybe occasionally something will go out in Arial or Courier New. Okay, in my opinion, there are only 3 fonts or typesets that you can use: Times New Roman, Courier, and Arial. Anything else is cute and not professional. That's just my opinion. If your own attorney uses something different, great. That's the end of this lecture. Next week I will talk about client opinion letters. Don't get freaked out. I'm not going to have you write a huge long client opinion letter. What I want you to do is do a draft this week of the client transmittal letter. Send it to me double spaced because it's a draft, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to edit it just like if I was sitting at my desk and my secretary gave me this letter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan it in PDF format and send it back to you so you know exactly what, if I was sitting in my office, what I would be doing and what you'd be getting back from me. And then, of course, you're going to make your changes, make the changes that I make to the letter. And I'm going to have proofreading marks and all kinds of stuff on there. And you're probably going to have questions about that. Don't worry about it this time. And then your final product, remember your draft is due in a week. Okay, new rule, assignments are all due on Monday. And then I will edit it, get it back to you, and then you'll finalize it and send me the final product. And then you'll have a nice letter to create in your file and show at least maybe some attorney that you can actually write, and something that looks good. Okay, that's it for this week. Good luck. If you have any questions, post from the virtual office. If you want to talk to me face-to-face or on the phone, we can do that as well. Have a great week.